So today, my broskis, I got something pretty damn cool to show you. I recently got early access to the upcoming Ivor demo, which drops on the 31st of July. And if you've been following this channel for a while, you probably already know why this immediately caught my attention. It's a Viking-inspired mother-flipping boomer shooter, a proper Quake-style FPS mixed with Norse mythology and Scandinavian vibes. And honestly, I've been waiting for someone to make a game like this for years. Vikings and boomer shooters just feel like they belong together. Brutal melee combat, massive monsters, ancient temples, heavy metal energy, it's the perfect setting. Throw in a little fantasy, some oversized weapons, and suddenly you got Vikings carrying shotguns, rocket launchers, and magical weapons. What is there not to love here? Now, the demo lets you play through 2 campaign levels, along with 3 arena maps, where you can test every weapon in the game. The first campaign level is fairly short, it's mostly there to introduce the mechanics and the setting of the game. The second level, though, is where the game really starts to open up. It's considerably longer, has plenty of exploration, hidden secrets, platforming sections, key hunting, arena encounters, where you gotta kill everything, clear out the enemies, and all those little nooks and crannies that makes classic boomer shooter level design so goddamn satisfying. It's a genuinely well-designed level and a great showcase of what the full game seems to be aiming for. Speaking of the full game, we're looking at 12 campaign levels spread across 4 Norse-inspired environments. Ancient temples, frozen valleys, mysterious ruins, and eventually even the cosmos itself. It's definitely leaning into mythology rather than strict Viking history, and I actually like that direction. Weapon-wise, the full game promises 8 different tools of destruction. In the arena mode, you already get access to most of them. You got the break-action shotgun, grenade launcher, SMG, rocket launcher, crossbow, and the nether-infused energy rifle. And of course, your dual access. Actually, unless I somehow completely missed something, I could only find 7 weapons, so either one is being saved for later, or I managed to overlook it entirely. Either way, every weapon I tried felt fantastic. I found myself constantly swapping between them, not because I needed to. Yeah, sure, some scenarios actually made it a hell of a lot easier. Let's say if there is a group of enemies, boom, grenade launcher, smack, they're all cleared. But why I switched them most of the time was simply because they were all fun to use. That's always a really good sign in a boomer shooter. One thing I'd love to see though is some kind of mechanic that encourages or even forces weapon swapping. Some of my favorite shooters constantly push you towards using your entire arsenal. And since the weapon handling already feels this good, I think Ivor would benefit a lot from something like that. It was nowhere to be seen in the demo at least, and neither in the arenas. With that, let's talk a little bit more about the axes. They are probably my favorite weapon in the demo. You can perform normal slashes and even charge them to launch yourself towards distant enemies, or even use them to reach elevated areas if there is an enemy standing there. If an archer, as an example, is sitting somewhere being annoying, you can literally charge straight across the map, slam into him and finish him with your axes, and then you are stationed where that enemy used to stand. It feels awesome. My only complaint is the sound design. The impacts, they simply aren't satisfying enough. When you're chopping apart Viking monsters, or actually the undead as they're called in this game, with 2 massive axes, I want chunky impacts, loud crunches, juicy slices. Right now, the visuals, they sell the brutality far better than the audio does, and I think improving those sound effects would make the melee combat feel dramatically more satisfying. The firearms, on the other hand, already sound and feel excellent. And that brings me to the graphical presentation here. The audio is great, the music is heavy metal, I really like it, but the visuals are fucking amazing. I love when boomer shooters combine these modern elements with good looking water, great lighting effects, and then has that pixelated look. You can even turn on a pixelation filter. I get disgusted by those pixelation filters. I always turn them off. I think it looks awful having filters to make things look pixelated. Either they are or they are not. And this game just simply nails that perfect. I love looking at this game. And also there's like this certain sway to all the weapons, how it looks when he reloads and everything. Love it. There's like a huge FOV on the weapons that you can't change, but I really like that style. So yeah, really well done on the visual presentation as well as the audio apart from the axes. Now the atmosphere, it also nails that Nordic feeling. It doesn't always feel historically Viking. In some places it actually leans more toward medieval fantasy. But honestly, I don't really mind it. The environments are beautiful, the mood is spot on, and the Norse inspiration comes through loud and clear. But I do have one maybe even bigger concern, and it is the campaign length here. 12 levels doesn't sound like a whole lot, especially considering the first 2 took me around 10 minutes each. Maybe the later levels become much larger, I certainly hope they do, but it's something I'll definitely be keeping an eye on. Overall though, this demo left a really strong impression. The level design is excellent, the shooting feels great, the movement is smooth, the weapons are fun, and perhaps most importantly, it already feels like it has its own identity, which is hard in today's day and time. I just hope that the full game doubles down on everything that makes a great boomer shooter. More memorable encounters, more creative objectives, more secrets, and maybe even a few more brutal Viking-inspired weapons to complement the guns. Because if the full release builds on what this demo already has, I think Ivor could become something truly special. So, if this sounds like your kind of game, definitely wishlist it and check out the demo when it drops on the 31st of July. And if you want more brutal first-person shooter action just like this, hit that like and subscribe. Over and out, my broskies.